Welcome to another episode of Land Rats. This week we're applying some anti-skid on the deck, so stay tuned. Do you enjoy our videos? Well, skid on over to our Patreon.
This is just looking at some anti-skid on the deck. We just bought some a while ago. I bought some. This is a good paint in South Africa. It's a 12-year guarantee. So we bought some mica tex, which is like a grit.
Is it for decks or for roofs?
No, this is actually for walls, for houses. But we're gonna, being cheapskate, we're gonna try this. We actually did a coat yesterday. Just a test coat on here. Just one coat just to feel how rough it is. And I did a coat at the bottom there. Yeah, Tommy's concerns are that it's dirty, and it gets dirty and we won't be able to clean it. I'd rather have a white boat, dirty boat, than have a darker color than a warmer boat. So I think white is the best color.
White's gonna get really dirty. I think like an eggshell or just like a light brown or something.
So we're gonna give it a second coat. And we're also going to try somebody told me that if you put some salt, once you've painted, you put some salt on there, then it also makes it also gritty, and then the salt would obviously dissolve and then leave the sharp corners of the
paint.
Let's put some salt on the one and see how it dries out compared to the other one.
Probably best to put it on the bottom one. I think it'll stick better.
That's gonna make a difference, I think. But you should use water on that.
We've played around now with a couple of paints, and we weren't too happy with the mica text that we showed earlier, that we also painted here and used for a couple of days. It's not strong enough, I think. So we got this sample from another place, and this looks to be quite tough. So we ended up getting this, which just arrived now. We've got it in here, and it is a marine base white. I don't know, but you basically mix this with this to a certain extent, and then we throw a bit of glass over there and then paint over it again. And this is quite a rugged surface, not too sharp, feels quite nice. This is just grey. We'll be going over white. So I'm gonna start off quickly by masking the deck, and then we'll sand it down and go from there. I hope you can see with the yellow, but we've got the basic layout I think that we'll go with. Now all I'm going to do is I'm going to put pieces on the corners. That part we're not going to do, pieces on the corners, and then I'm going to round them to make them a little bit better. And then I've got all of the rest of the boat to do as well. Okay, I'm back at this morning. Now I've actually changed my mind. I'm going to remove that section there, and I'll see at the top here. Maybe I won't split it into three, maybe just two, or I just won't split it at all as well. You can see I've also rounded the edges on all the spots. So as soon as I'm done with this section, I'll move on to the side section, and then I'll start sanding so we can start applying that anti-skid. yeah, I'm definitely gonna remove those two, and then I have to still make a plan how to round this around here just to make it look pretty. See, it's in 3 sections here at the top. I'll just play around, see what I think looks good. But let me put on some jams and get started. As I said, I removed those 2 lines now there, and then I somewhere removed all the lines at the top as well. I'm just going to make it one big section that is rugged instead of the lines, because it's white anyway. You won't really see a difference. Now I'm quickly going to start with the sides, and then we'll start sanding in a bit. Done with the masking and the rounding. Now I've got to sand it down with we're going to use 400 grit sandpaper, and then use some scotch tape on some of the fine corners. Oh, see, that's already lifted, so I'll have to redo that one. Scotch Bright, whatever it's called. And then all the way back here. We're going to do these parts as well, but I'm just going to sand them and then paint them afterwards. You can see we already fixed a couple of spots over here back in the day, so I'm going to sand this whole part down, do this section here as well as the section in the front. But lunchtime first. Okay, so here we go. We somewhat just went with it now. So obviously after painting it, we dropped the little glass particles on it. Still gonna do that section at the top. I'm quickly we've got a lot of paint left, so I'm gonna quickly sand at the back there so we can do that part as well. Then tomorrow morning we'll just paint over it again with the same paint, and then that should be our floor. I've put the second coat up this morning over the glass shards. Also filled in a couple of gaps that we missed. Now I'm gonna see if I can start peeling some of this tape away, because I don't want it to harden too much before I do that. And as soon as I've peeled the tape away, I'm gonna start at the bow of the boat and sand it down again, do the same thing. But it's actually quite nice. I can't touch it right now because it's a bit wet still. But you can see that's a lacquer texture. That's lacquer. It's not consistent everywhere, but have you seen the rest of our boat? I've got to stop a certain somebody from trying to touch the paint, huh? Yeah, you better run away. If you haven't seen the inside yet, I don't think I've recorded it yet, but we did this panel up until here. We don't want it rubbing the rope through, so we stopped it over there, and then we did this spot here just a bit before the winch. And then I still got those two on that side left to do, but let's continue up front there. Don't you try anything, little dog. Sanded this whole side down with the sander. Now I'm going to take the Scotch Bright and just clear up the edges. I've already fixed some of the tape that was lifting as well. So as soon as I'm done with the Scotch Bright, then we can paint this section. I'm going to do this section, and then I'll start sanding that section, do that tomorrow. Except for stepping in the paint at one point, it went quite well. Also did these two pieces on the side of the last of the paint, and then we coated over these as well again. So now tomorrow I'll sand down a bit over there and there, do this whole side the same, and then the whole deck should be not so slippery, hopefully. And then we also have to put another coat over that tomorrow morning as well. So we'll see you then. Just finished off that side. Now it just needs as soon as it dries a bit, it needs a coat over the top again, same as the others, and then we're good to go. Smooth, not smooth, smooth, not smooth. And here's a last quick view of it without the masking tape. You can see looks quite nice. lacquer texture. I don't think we'll slip on this, if we do, I hope we catch it on camera.
If you slip on this stuff, you're gonna get a grass burn or a glass burn in this case.
That'll remove the skin.
It'll take your paint off. This is like a P80 sandpaper. Just relaxing on our new anti-skid. What?
Anti-skid fail.
Anti-skid fail. That's all, folks. See you next week. My fucking schoenen.